decision making.
Yeah, with another bit of truth. Now, you often hear people talk about how much percentage of the brain the masses is using, and it mostly come from the people who pretend like they're smarter than you. If you don't understand, that's what it is. Now, Einstein and those guys, they're basically gonna tell you that just to give you an idea why they're smarter than you. Remember, I break down the Einstein and show you that he's one of the dumbest person on earth, one of the stupidest bastard that you ever see. Every time you see him with the tongue out, and what does he give you? Nothing but Freemason coding with your 3, 6, and 9. You understand? So I show you the reason why they say you only use 10% of your brain, which is all trash. The reason why they say that is to give you an idea why they're smarter than you. So they use more than you, and that's why they're smart. Now, we go get into the so-called doctor right here, talking about the so-called discovery of a second brain. Let's watch this right here. We go get into it and show you why they said that about the masses using only 10% of it.
The British scientists discovered that we have a second brain.
We have a second brain.
Human is a very important bio battery that can be charged and store and get energy. Some people depending on coffee, depending.
Listen to this guy right here. Now, he talk about coffee and he, pay attention right here. Let's, cause you can see right there, people. What is this right here? Devil creature, post up. Of course, there are always signs and symbol, and that's for the baller right there, post up. But let's listen what he's saying right here.
The smoke to stimulate the body, we fool the body.
That's legitimate.
People are success because
you notice he holding the devil horns right there. He full of shit on the masses.
They know how to focus and concentrate their energy. When people are not success, the mind go one way, the eye go one way, the heart go one way. So energy where it's scattered and you lose energy.
You're 73 years old. You don't get sick, do you?
Of course he's 73. All oaks on the cord right there.
A long time.
You see?
Chi is energy. In Chinese we call chi. In India we call prana. In many systems they have different names for that.
What do the West call it? What do the Americans call it?
We call energy.
Energy.
Or we call electromagnetic power. And we are electrical man. We have electricity.
You hear that? Because a lot of them tell you that same shit. Yes, electric, the human being is running off electric. And guess what? The electric, the energy so-called, and the frequency. Let's watch. Let's pay attention.
Science. We need that electricity to run our life. We have bioelectromagnetic energy, but we never focus it. The first step, you focus.
It's all bullshit, people. As you could see this one with the pyramid right there to the damn chin. Don't believe them. They fooling the masses 100%. And this is how they keep you dumb down in a damn box.
And now when you focus, you have a lot of energy immediately.
Once you focus, you got a lot of energy immediately. You believe that? Okay.
So the Tao discovered that for 1,000 years, at least written down and carved on the wall, 2,500 years, that abdominal area.
You see this right here, people? They go back to meditation again, even yoga. You see this with this one holding the pyramid sign on the hand? They're full of shit, and I already told you it's devil work with this meditating.
You can store energy.
Abdominal area. Yes. Okay.
Now, you cannot store energy in the brain. You cannot store energy in the heart. Human is a very important bio battery that can be charged. Can charge.
Human is a battery that can be charged. And listen how you can be charged. Pay attention.
Store and get energy. And that is abdominal. So the Westerner discovered that intestinal here, the structure of intestinal is like a battery. Negative, positive, negative, positive.
Wow. The intestine in your stomach, they're basically like battery and charged up. You believe that, people? All trash coming out of them. And of course, is to bend you in the wrong direction. Pay attention.
And charge energy. They discover that, but they never go on what to do with it. Scientists, they discover...
Don't trust no damn scientists and what they discover. They got that shit on the damn script to fool the people. You never get it. Nothing discovery or groundbreaking. They're the one who come out with it off the damn script already in there.
Brain, they're 100 years.
Watching devil horn.
Until now, they still don't know what to do. But now, they just after 100 years, they have a breakthrough. Now they discover that we have another organs in the abdominal.
Wow. So we have a second brain and we also have another abdominal. Wow. Are you kidding me, people? dumbass.
the mesentery. This organ actually control all the digestion, absorption, and elimination. So they have one like conductor. It's a big organ, cover the spleen.
Always give you this sign right here. Somebody making the cross with the hand. The same thing they give you for the logo up top. And I tell you, somebody will see this logo in the top and say it's MAG logo. The people is stupid. Just like I break down a Sunday morning video from the fucking CBS with the sun ray on it, with the one eye symbol, and somebody pointing out that, yeah, MAG trick the people. Look how he brainwashed the people. He talking about the sun ray, and he have the sun ray for a logo, and he see it as a fucking CBS sign. Not my sign, but that's how it is. Dummies on the earth. That's why they tell you you only use 10% of your brain.
Stomach, the pancreas, the liver, the small intestine, the large intestine, they cover them and they dilate them. Now I understand that, this is what the Tao always talk about this. The center of these new organs is in the center of the navel. Right here, right in here. Actually about this big organ. But they are on the back, cover all the digestion. Because you see, digestion you have liver, gallbladder, stomach, pancreas, spleen also part of the Tao belief. And this big, and including the stomach, they are doing so many jobs in digestion, and everybody doing different job. If you don't have a director, control them like the brain. So the British scientists discovered that we have a second brain, and this second brain, amazing. They're conducting everything.
Wow, you believe it, people? So where is the second brain? In your damn abdominal, in your gut? Huh? Okay.
And the Tao discovered that if you keep this second brain here warm, and this also a battery can store energy. People are draining their energy. So all what we do now, all the people now is exhausted. Because the battery, the bio battery run out. Like your mobile telephone, when your battery don't charge,
Okay, so we're not charging up our abdomen, which is where our Tao is. And we're using our stomach really to just consume things.
But now we know that this is more than just digestion. They can remember, they can store. So now the Tao talk about this one store emotional, negative and positive.
Stores emotions.
Yes. Now the West know that love in the heart, right?
Right.
And what happened to the other organ? Yes. So love, joy, happy in the heart. But also hatred, impatience, hastiness is in the heart.
Wow.
So the negative
people, this is a 100% brainwash for the dumb people. Yes, you have another organ in your abdominal, and you also got 2 brain in your head. This is garbage right here, and I tell you, it's to brainwash the people, to explain why the fuck is you dumb down. This is it right here.
Positive. Now you have to find balance. Some of them is too extreme. When too extreme, you hate people, and you kill people.
Wow.
So now, love and
nothing but garbage, people, 100%. And I told you they know what you think by giving you all these surveys and all of this shit that they got for the masses. Just experiment using the masses as guinea pigs.
It have to be fire balance. So no negative and no sin and no evil or goodness, because you have to find balance. Everything in the world have to find balance.
Okay, so the heart has those emotions.
Yeah, and the liver have
Look at what they call a heart, people. Look at the heart, and this is what they show you for a heart? No. They show you this right here when it comes to the doctor shit, and then when it comes to the heart and somebody show you what a heart look like, it look like a pyramid. What kind of shit is that? Bam on.
Look, we've always known that Einstein was better than us. But now
Who know that Einstein is better than us? Because you're dumb in your brain. That's why he can trick you like he's smarter than you. If you have any kind of brain, you would have seen through the Einstein character. It's just a puppet.
we know why.
Yes, you know why he's smarter than us. It's a discovery. Fake bomb.
Anthony here for D News, and we are constantly hearing about Einstein's brain. It was removed.
They're constantly hearing about Einstein brain. Remember, they tell you that they got his brain and they're studying it to see why he's so smart. The people is just dumb. That's all it is. The Einstein is not smart. It's just you that's dumb to believe it. It's a government operation to give you this character right here, Einstein.
About 8 hours after his death, and we've just been poking at it ever since, looking for the differences that made it.
It's nothing but crap, people. Wake your ass up. You believe this? Wow.
Such a brilliant mind. And a study recently published in the journal Brain thinks that they've found the answer, and it's in the corpus callosum, the body's largest bundle of
And just in case you don't get it, people, the reason why you're stupid is because you don't use the brain. I already told you, if you have it and you don't use it, it's no use. It's just gonna stay there and go cobweb. That's all. So you have your brain, you don't use it. Somebody give you something and you say, yes, whatever they say it is, that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? Somebody can give you an apple and tell you it's a mango, and you say, yes, it is, without even checking. You know why? You're not using your brain. It's not because you only use 10%. You just don't use it the right way. You understand? You don't think. You don't challenge nothing. You don't go against nothing. That means your brain don't work. Everything they pass by you, you're supposed to say, yeah, let me check into that. It sound right, but it sound good, it look good. Let me still take a look at it. Yes, that's when you use your own brain. Not when somebody tell you and you just say yes.
Fibers that sits underneath your cerebral cortex.
Bullshit.
Among its functions is making sure that both
bullshit.
halves.
They even tell you got a third eye in your brain and you need to activate it. All trash for the people with no fucking sense.
The brain can communicate with each other. Now, we've talked about the left brain, right brain myth and lateralization before.
And there's a reason why you line up these 3 butterflies right there to show you mind programming they're giving the people.
Or Spark Notes version, there's no such thing as a left or right brain person. You are a beautiful, unique snowflake that can do anything you want thanks to practice and neuroplasticity. However, the things you do are controlled by different parts of the brain. And if those
exactly. So how the fuck you believe that we only use 10% of our brain? If part of your brain, every single part of your body controlled by a different part of the brain. So which part of the brain is so-called not using? I told you already, people, it's just thinking and sort things out. That's the reason why your brain is not working. When I tell you that you're not using your brain, it meaning that you're not putting it to use. The reason why it's there for you to think about stuff, to challenge stuff, to put stuff in perspective. If you can't, you have no brain, you're not using it.
Are on different sides and need to work together, they've got to go through the corpus callosum to do it. Einstein's corpus callosum had extremely thick connections between
You can't tell me nothing, people. It's just trash. There is no way you can examine somebody's brain and see what they know in there. You understand what I'm saying, people? What is this? What is full of more fucking pus? Get out of here. It's nothing but trash.
Of 3 very interesting brain regions. His prefrontal cortex, which controls abstract thinking and decision-making.
Yes.
His parietal lobe, which is all about sense and motor function. And his visual cortex, you know, for seeing. The thicker connections could be responsible for lower lateralization of brain activity and at least partially explain why he was so brilliant, which is interesting because...
Brilliant. He wasn't smart. He was just brilliant of tricking the dumb people without their seeing. Right.
Lateralization in the brain has also been linked to schizophrenia and psychopathy. So, how do you get a brain like Einstein's?
I tell you, you got to be a sellout puppet, and then you can have any fucking thing. They can give you any rank. He's a part of it. You understand? A part of tricking the masses, and that's the one reason why he on. Nothing else. Not because of a brain or no dumb shit that they give you. You understand? This is a sellout puppet. The 100% thing. Now you see it?
I think I talked a little bit about neuroplasticity and how the more you use a part of your brain, the stronger it gets and the thicker its connections become. So in theory, to think like Einstein, you have got to do...
Look what he got right here, people. LC right there for the 33, and you have a K right there for the number 11. All coded, and I told you already. Fake
activities that will keep your corpus callosum active and use both hemispheres of your brain at once. Multiple studies have shown that musicians tend to use their whole brain more. Einstein...
You hear that, people? Musician using their whole brain. Wow, is that dumb or what? And of course, Einstein was also a musician. You see that?
Himself was a violinist, so maybe taking up an instrument or music lessons could help. Handedness is connected to lateralization, so by being left-handed, I'm using the right part of my motor cortex. A 2004 study in Nature showed that juggling could help me.
Study. Another study again, people. You believe in those studies? who they really studying. Dumb on.
Strengthen up my whole brain activity by requiring me to use both hands. Just using your non-dominant hand throughout the day for things like brushing your teeth could potentially do the same thing. Logic and math puzzles are good because number estimates and comparisons use both halves of your parietal lobe. And if you're terrible at them, like me, it means you also get to work out your amygdala, your ventromedial prefrontal cortex, and your limbic.
They can come up with all of those fancy name and fancy word to describe the so-called brain, but they can't fool me, understand? All bullshit they tell the masses. If you don't use your brain to think and put it to use, it won't be no good to you. Bam.
Neuroscience has been extraordinarily exciting over the past 10 years. We've discovered that the circuitry, the connections between neurons, is constantly...
This is how they say they do the experiment right here on your brain. Right there. Pay attention. You believe that you can detect some shit in the brain by doing this right here? Nothing but fake shit they give you.
Constantly changing. In fact, it underpins learning and memory. QBI is unique. It's brought together.
And take a look at this right here, people. Look at this, the University of Queensland. Take a look at this right here, people. The fold-out pyramid right there. The cross, the iron cross right there. What do you think? Is satanic people running?
Some of the world's leading neuroscientists in different areas who now work together to understand how the brain functions. Over the last 10 years, we've started to have a very deep understanding of that circuitry that controls function. We're trying to use the understanding to answer questions about how we can fix disease.
Or they can fix what, people? They're the one who brainwash you to begin with. You're not getting it. All of this shit right here is to dumb you down. They're never gonna help you to be smart. If you're smart, not even the pandemic would happen. What's wrong with you people who would need a pandemic if everybody was smart and using their brain?
Circuitry that controls function. We're trying to use the understanding to
all C's and coding numbers right there. You can see the 33 right there in plain sight. All coding.
How we can fix diseases such as dementia and mental health. We're wiring has gone astray.
Wow, all bullshit for the dumb masses. Don't buy into it, people. It's a brain work. Okay.
Let's imagine for a few moments what our life would be like if we could access, let's say, 20% of our brain's capacity.
You see that, people? As they show the 15% up there. 15 for your number 6. And this one right here, the devil puppet, they call Morgan Freeman. Play God in the movie and everything. Of course, he got through the wormhole, yes, with Morgan Freeman, and tell you, there's no fucking creator. As you can see, human behind him. It's just human brainwash for the people. He tell you, imagine, what if you use 20% of your brain? You would have been smart. Of course, you're going to stay dumb, because you watch a Morgan Freeman. Bam.
This first stage would give us access to and control of our own body.
Sir?
Yes.
Has it been proved scientifically?
For the moment, it's just hypothesis, I confess. But if you...
All bullshit they give you in these films right here to brainwash you. That's what they do. How you think they capture your brain and can tell you how much you're using? They're the one who control how you think. That's how they can tell that.
Think about it. It's troubling to realize that the Greeks, the Egyptians, and the Indians had notion of cells centuries before the invention of the microscope. And what to say about Darwin, whom everybody took for a fool when he put forth his theory of evolution. It's up to us to push the rules and laws and go from evolution to revolution.
Wow, there you go, people. In the fucking movie, this is what they give you right here with Morgan Freeman. Because I already told you the movie is programming for the dumb people, and that's one of the reasons why we got so much dummies on the earth. Of course, they watch too much TV. Bam.
You've probably heard the popular claim that humans only tap into about 10% of their brain power. Neurologists have debunked that urban legend countless times in the past, with many calling it a laughable myth. And for whatever reason,
it is a fake shit. It make you just look like you're dumb and give them a reason why they have Einstein and them that's smarter than you. Bill Gates and them that they tell you it's a computer geek that become the richest man in the world. Steve Jobs and all of them, all government puppets. That's the reason why they tell you you use 10% of your brain. I bet you didn't know it was the government put on all of them. Mark Zuckerberg with the Facebook, all of them. Did you know that? That's when you know if you got your brain and use it.
Reason people have still chosen to believe it, and the entertainment business might be, at least in part, to blame.
The entertainment business is a part to blame. There you go, and go back to the same movie.
Most human beings only use 10% of the brain's capacity.
In the new sci-fi
This movie, listen what the name of the movie, and it's sci-fi. Pay attention.
thriller Lucy, which hits theaters this
Lucy. Yes, just like they tell you, the first human that they found that ever walked Earth, they call it Lucy. Just a refer to the Lucifer character, the devil itself.
weekend. Scarlett Johansson plays a woman who's
There you
implanted
go,
with
and this is a man in a drag. Right here, it tell you. This is our confession. This one tell you that it is a drag right here.
a mysterious drug that increases
There
her
you go
mental
with the Lucy right there.
capabilities
One eye
exponentially.
symbol for the devil people. That's all they do.
And other recent releases like Limitless and Transcendence give the idea that we only use a fraction of our
There you
brain's
go.
computing power. But as Lucy starts to make people question this idea's validity once again, doctors are reiterating it just doesn't make sense.
It's not true. Absolutely not. We're using 100% of our brain all the time.
Except for perhaps on Monday mornings, right? Well, no one knows for sure where this popular 10% myth originated, but it
Oh, really? You don't know where it come from? The same Hollywood people push it on the masses. That's what they want you to believe, that they're way smarter than you because you're using only 10% of your brain. But this is what you have to understand. It's not the percentage of the brain you're not using. It's using your brain in the right way. They tell you what to do with your brain, go ahead and follow them and you're still gonna end up dumb. This is how you use your brain. Challenge all of these shit right here that they bring to you. You wanna know if you have a brain? This is how you do it. You fucking challenge every fake news. Everything that they bring, you're supposed to be able to dissect it and see if it's real. That's how you use your brain. Don't just let them feed your brain anything and you just take it and run. How the fuck you gonna be smart? Of course, catch me on the run. I'm gone.